All right. Good morning, everyone. Court will resume with the August 2nd, 2022 docket, and we're here on CL 22-23-34D. Alexis Ivan Zamora as next friend of minor versus James Roberts. And good morning, attorneys. Would you please put your name on the record?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Hitesh Chagani for plaintiff Alexis Zamora.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. Consuelito Martinez for defendant Robert, James Roberts, Maria Roberts, and Tomas Acosta.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. Rick Montalvo at Lido.
All right. Good morning, everyone. So the court will take judicial notice of the entire file, and I think we're going to be hearing testimony from Ms. Zamora, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Zamora, please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You may put your hand down and listen carefully to the questions being asked, and please answer it out loud so everybody can hear. Mr. Chugani, you going to get started?
I can allow defense to ask some
Okay.
questions if they like.
Okay,
Okay,
Ms. Martinez? Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. May you please state your name for the record, ma'am?
Alexis Zamora.
Okay, Ms. Zamora, and what is your address?
10103 North Minnesota Road in Palmview, Texas, 78574.
Thank you, ma'am. And what is your relationship to the minor child?
She is my daughter.
And your daughter was involved in the accident dated August 24th, 2021?
Yes.
And we filed this suit individually as next of friend for yourself for this child?
Yes.
And your child, whose initials are ERZ, is that correct?
Mhm.
I think you have to say yes for the record, ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, excellent. And what is her age?
At the moment, she is 2.
All right. And you were able to negotiate a settlement with the defendants?
Yes.
Excellent. And have you read the settlement agreement and the release?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay, excellent. And has it been explained to you how the monies are to be distributed?
Yes.
And you have no out-of-pocket expenses?
No.
Okay, and you realize that this is all the money that you will receive out of this lawsuit?
Yes.
And that any future medical bills will be your responsibility?
Yes.
Okay. And you've been explained that you had a right to a jury?
Yes.
Okay, and a jury could have awarded more, it could have awarded less.
Yes.
And that the money that's going to be distributed to your to the minor child will be paid into the registry of the court.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. I think that's sufficient questions for myself, Your Honor. I'll pass the witness.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Chugani?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Zamora, just a couple of questions for you. First of all, you've understood everything that was previously asked of you by defense counsel, correct?
Yes.
And as we sit here today, your daughter, what we're here for today, she is completely fine. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you are aware that the funds that are placed in the registry of the court belong to Emma and will be accessible to Emma after she turns 18, correct?
Yes.
Okay. If you also are aware that if you do need, or if Emma does need funds for any reason, you have the right to petition or request release of funds from the court. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. And lastly, Ms. Zamora, you do understand that the total settlement that we received for Emma was $9,500, correct?
Yes.
And after attorney's fees, which were reduced attorney's fees, the total net, after attorney's fees and med bills were paid, Ms. Zamora, the total amount to Emma that will be placed in the registry of the court is $8,075. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And Ms. Zamora, are you satisfied with my representation?
Yes.
Thank you. I pass the witness.
All right. Thank you, sir. Mr. Montalvo?
Good morning, Your Honor. I met with, or I didn't meet with, but I spoke with Ms. Zamora previously. I don't have any questions for her. We did go over the settlement agreement and we did discuss her child's current state of health. And I believe that the the current settlement agreement is in the best interest of the minor, and ask the court, recommend to the court that it be followed as presented.
All right, then court once again will take judicial notice of the entire file in CL 22-23-34D, Alexis Yvonne Zamora as next friend of minor versus James Roberts. Court will hereby approve the minor settlement and will await a judgment for signature. Any other questions from anybody?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing.
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you all very much. You all may be excused. Have a great day.
Thank you,
Thank
Your
you,
Honor.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir. To be submitted. Okay,
Sarah and Fela,
okay. What number is that going to be on?
the last one.
All right, good morning. Can you hear me, Ms. Olivares?
Good morning, Judge. She is actually on the way. She should be getting here like in a couple minutes, like maybe
All
5,
right,
10
she's
minutes.
okay. Earlier she said she was driving. Okay, she's still driving. Not a problem.
Yes, Judge. Thank you very much.
All right, we'll recall it. We'll recall it, Ms. Flores. Mhm.
Number 10 and 11.
10 and 11. 10 and 11 right here. All right, let's see Mr. Flores and Miss Williamson.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I believe we're here on F2981-22-4 in the matter of the marriage of Joshua Esqueda and Laura Esqueda.
That's correct,
That's
Your Honor.
correct, Your Honor.
Flores
All right.
here on
And what
behalf
are,
of Joshua.
okay. And what are we seeking here, folks?
Judge, this is
Your-
our motion for temporary orders. We filed a restraining order. The court granted it. And now we're seeking temporary orders where dad to be primary conservator of the children, that mom have restricted visitation.
All
And
right.
Your
And
Honor,
this, yes.
There's absolutely no grounds for that. Mother has always been the primary caretaker of these children until dad, by a writ of attachment, picked them up. And then he left because he works out of state and the children were with the paternal grandparents.
Okay. So where are the children right now?
We have no idea. He refuses to contact my client.
Are they with grandparents? With the
Judge,
grandparents?
That's correct, Judge. So dad would travel for work purposes. He is back home. He's actually here with me, Judge. So his work did require him to travel, but he's back home. I've informed him that if the court is to order that he have possession of the children, he's indicated that he's no longer going to return to that job, that he will seek employment here. He's that concerned for his children, Judge, to be placed with mom for any extended period of time.
All right. And how old are the children?
They're 6,
Great.
4, and 3.
6, 4, and 3?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
There's 3 of them. Okay. And so, okay. And right now, okay. And so they're not with mom right now. Okay. So you want to put up some testimony quickly here, Mr. Flores?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can tell me for what reason you want them or and so forth.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And your client is Joshua Esqueda?
That's correct, Judge.
All right. Good morning, sir. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Nothing but the truth, sir.
All right. You may put your hand down. All right. You may get it started, Mr. Flores.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Esqueda, your name is Joshua Esqueda, is that correct?
That's correct, sir.
And you are the petitioner in this case for divorce from your wife, Laura Esqueda, correct?
That's correct, sir.
And in your marriage, you have 3 children, Joshua Esqueda, Liam Esqueda, and Sebastian Esqueda, is that correct?
That's correct, sir.
And their ages are 6, 4, and 3, is that correct?
That's correct, sir.
Mr. Esqueda, you filed for divorce on or about July of this year, correct?
Correct, sir.
And along with that, you had requested some temporary orders, is that correct?
Correct, sir.
And in those temporary orders, you're seeking to be the primary conservator of the children, which means that you would be the one to designate their residence. Is that correct?
That's correct, sir.
You're also asking to have restricted visitation for mom. Is that correct?
That's correct, sir.
Can you please tell the court what it is that concerns you with mom having visitation with your children?
Okay. What concerns me about her is that she likes to party a lot. She likes to drink. I mean, it's really concerning for my kids. I don't know where she's going to leave my kids. My parents personally would always take care of my kids when I was out of work. And I went out of state to give everything to her. And I win good amount of money to have support my kids, support my wife. And she didn't decide to be there supporting me for them. So she left the house. Knowing that I was doing everything that I could for her and my kids.
And Mr. Skeda, when you say she left the house, is that the reason why you filed for divorce?
Yes.
What is it that happened when she left the house?
She left the house to a hotel, and she took the kids with her. And I didn't know where she was going to take my kids, where she left my kids while she was at work. I don't understand why she left. I really don't. While this restraining order went and that I pick up my second child. My second child talked and said that she.
Oh, hold on.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to any hearsay.
And Mr. Skeda, let me ask you the questions, okay?
Yes.
And then, so when you filed for divorce, she had the children. At some point, you obtained possession of the children again, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All three children, correct?
All three children. Yes, that's correct.
And so you were living in your marital residence, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And what address is that?
105 West Handy Drive.
Who else lived in that home?
Her mom, her dad, her brother. Well, her two brothers, one got married and got out of the house, but they were all living there.
Okay. And so when you say your wife left the home, she left that residence, the 105.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And so you were staying there with the kids and her parents, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And so at some point you decide to leave that
Yes,
residence.
that's correct.
Where do you go?
I went to my mother's house.
Did you have the kids with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so at some point, mom obtains possession of one of the children after you filed for divorce, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And what child was that?
That was Joshua. No, Liam Esqueda.
Liam, that's the
Yes.
4-year-old.
Yes, that's the 4-year.
Okay. And so she takes him. Do you know where she takes him?
She takes him to an apartment. That's what my son said. That
Your Honor, again, I would object us to any hearsay.
All right, just staying on hearsay.
Yes, Your Honor. And so don't tell me what he told you, but did you
Yes.
become aware that it was an apartment?
Your Honor, and I would object us to him testifying based on any hearsay.
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes, it
so,
was an apartment.
okay. At some point you became concerned for what reason?
I became concerned because I don't know where she was going to leave my son. I don't know where my son was going to be staying. I don't know where he was going to, honestly, she would just leave my kids anywhere she wants. She would never leave them. No, and even her mother said that she would never.
Your Honor, again, I would object us to any hearsay.
Just staying in the hearsay.
So don't tell me what people tell you, okay?
Yes.
Just
What you know.
just what you know.
What I know. Okay.
So
Yes.
at some point, did you find out that mom returned to the home, to the marital?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what was your concern with her having the children at your home?
My concern was that she would never take care of my kids. I mean, she would just get out of work, go and sleep at the room, and that's it. I will always take care of it, no matter if she was at home, no matter anything. And she would just go, get out of work, get home, do not feed the kids, do not change my kid's diaper. She was never doing anything for my children.
Okay, but at some point after you filed for divorce, she returns to the marital home. What is your concern with regard to the children staying in that home without you being there?
My regard is that she's not gonna take care of my children.
Okay, but who else lives in the home?
Her brother.
Okay. Is there any activities that are going on in that home that
Your Honor, and I would object us to leading.
Yes.
I just asked if there's anything that concerns him, Your Honor. So there is something
He asked, Your Honor, any activities in that home. I believe that's leading.
that's, Judge, I don't know how that's leading. I'm asking what activities are in the home that
Okay,
concern him.
that one's overruled.
So what activities are going on in the home that concern you?
In that home, in my home, there's ammunition that's getting involved at that house. Ammunition that's getting ordered to that house.
When you say ammunition, what do you
Yes.
mean?
Like gun ammunition. Yes.
Okay, and so
bullets.
what's happening? Are they buying bullets? Are they
They're-
selling bullets?
They're buying bullets and then reselling them.
Where are they selling them to?
They're sending them to Mexico.
And how do you know this?
This her parents told me.
Your Honor, again, I would object us to hearsay unless you ask the parents.
To state under hearsay.
And so because of these activities going on in your home that you have since left, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
You're worried about the children returning to that home without you being there supervising.
Yes, sir. I'm really worried about
Is there other than take care of the kids and the ammunition activity concerns you regarding your children?
Yes, my children were my parents used to leave them there at the house when I was working up north. Her parents would always wait there with the melatonin to give kids.
Melatonin for what purpose?
For them to sleep, not to take care of them.
Okay.
While she wasn't home.
Okay, so she would give the children melatonin
Yes.
while she wasn't home?
Yes,
And who would be in the home when she wasn't home?
she was mom and dad.
Her mom and
Her
dad?
mom and dad. Yes.
Okay. All right, and Mr. Esqueda, you're asking that the court appoint you the primary conservator of the children because of those concerns?
Yes, sir.
And are you asking that mom be allowed to visit with the children
Yes.
with any conditions or just?
No, with conditions. I don't want her taking the kids anywhere. I mean, she could go see them. Yes,
Okay, and you understand it would be temporary, correct?
that's correct.
And if the judge orders that you be the primary conservator of the children, you understand that that you would have to be the one supervising children and
Yes.
not your parents.
Yes, I'm willing to lose everything that I want. I want good money. I'm good amount of money over there for my kids to have a better life. I'd rather be here with them. If the court asked me to stay with them, I would stay with them. I would look for a job here just to be with my.
I pass the witness, Sean.
Okay, first of all, what kind of work does Mr. Esqueda do?
Scaffolding, sir.
Okay, scaffolding, okay. All right, Miss Williamson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, now you've been doing this type of work throughout the course of the marriage, correct?
Yes, about a week.
Okay, and there's sometimes that you would go out of state and be gone for about a month, correct?
Yes, for my kids to have a better life.
Sir,
than
it's a
my
yes
wife.
or no question. Would you be gone for over a month or for a month?
Yes,
And your wife would be taking care of these kids, correct?
that's not correct.
Where were these children staying?
My mom and dad's house.
Okay, 24/7, they would be staying there.
Yes,
Okay, so mother would not have them one day when they were in, when you were out of town.
she would have them, but like,
Okay, so they were with your parents 24/7, like you testified.
they would stay at my parents' house. They would. stay
Okay,
at-
listen to my question, Mr. Flores. During the times that you would go away for a month, would the children stay with your parents 24/7 or would they stay with your wife?
Okay, not 24/7.
Okay,
Not-
thank you. Now, have you ever taken your kids to the pediatrician?
Pediatrician. I took my kids like on therapist, like with the therapist.
Okay, listen to my question, please, Mr. Flores.
I don't have no
Have
medical.
you-
I'm listening to
It's Mr. Esqueda.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Esqueda. Mr. Esqueda, have you ever taken your children to the pediatrician?
No, because I don't have no Medicaid with me.
Okay. Do you know who their pediatrician is, Mr. Esqueda?
Yes, Dr. Aguilera.
Okay. And who has taken them to the pediatrician for vaccines, for example, for their shots?
At the moment, no one. I don't have any files of medical anything of Medicaid for them to get. I don't have any Medicaid.
So your children are totally unvaccinated? Yes or no, Mr. Esqueda?
I mean, at the point they haven't gotten vaccinated right now.
Oh, so they're totally unvaccinated.
They've been vaccinated. They've been vaccinated. Took into the pediatrician while I was home.
Okay. All right. And now your affidavit that you filed with this writ of attachment simply said that you're afraid of my client taking the kids to a hotel. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now, you and your wife were involved in an altercation the night she left, correct?
An altercation, we talked, we discussed, but we never altered. Like, yes, we discussed on what was gonna happen. That's correct.
Okay, you didn't take her phone away?
Her left it there. Take him. I didn't give it, like, I didn't take it away from her. She left the phone there. There's no.
Oh, okay. She just left it to you.
I didn't tell him, give me the phone. Like, yes, it's a must for you to give me the phone. No, I didn't take it away from her. No.
Now, sir, when she left that night, your only concerns was to get her phone. Is that correct?
That's not correct, Your Honor.
Did she leave with the children that night?
She left with my two children.
Okay. And you didn't call the police that night?
No, I didn't call the police.
You didn't. Listen to my question. Did you call the police that night? Did you call CPS that night?
No.
Have you ever called CPS on your wife?
I haven't called CPS on her. No.
Okay. There's no records of any any abuse of these children at the hands of your wife, correct?
Correct.
There is no police reports, CPS reports, any kind of report as to abuse of your children at the hand of your wife, correct?
Correct. Correct.
All right. And Mr. Esqueda, you're a little bit on the jealous side, are you not?
No, I'm
not at all?
No, not at all.
Okay. Do you have any proof whatsoever, except your word, that these children, when you would go a month on end to work, that they would stay with your parents?
Yes, I have pictures and videos, everything. Yes.
Okay. Can you please show me one of those videos right now?
I don't have my phone on.
Okay. All right. And now this house that you say is your marital house, isn't this house owned by you, your wife, and her brother?
Oh,
is that correct?
Me and her brother, not her.
Okay. You understand it's marital property, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you understand that it's owned by you, her, and her brother?
Yes.
Okay. And she, during the night that she left, she repeatedly asked you to leave the house, correct?
Correct.
And you refused to leave?
No, because she was. No, I'm gonna answer no.
Okay. So you left?
I didn't leave the house. I was there 2 days in a row. She wasn't at home. She was there 2 days and I was with my kids there at the house. She never told me to leave. Never told me to leave the house.
Okay. Go ahead.
I left the house concerning my kids. That's why I left the house. But there was no moment that I took my kids from her.
Okay. All right. To your knowledge, has your wife, you said you're concerned about drinking and partying, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Now, how long were you on unemployment?
This 2 months. 2 months I was on unemployment. Yes, taking care of my kids. I was with my kids.
And your wife was working, correct?
That's correct.
All right. And do you have any proof that she was out partying and not taking, other than your word?
I have proof that she's drinking. I have proof partying. Yes, I do have proof.
Okay. Does she have any DWIs?
DWIs? No,
Okay, does she have any kind of record?
no,
Do you have a record?
no, no record at all.
Okay, all right. Now, give me an instant where your wife has abused the children. Has she ever hit them? In any way abused them?
No, no
Okay.
abuse.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
I pass the witness, Your Honor. Well,
Mr.
no,
Flores?
Your Honor, I have one more question.
Okay.
What's your rate of pay right now, Mr. Esqueda?
Well, it was currently mine 21.
Okay, I lost you.
Yes. That was, excuse me?
What is your rate of pay?
21.
$21 an hour?
21 an hour. 85 per diem. But not
And how many hours would you work a week?
me, work the week. If we not in turnaround, I will work 50 hours. If we were in turnaround, 70 hours.
Okay, I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Flores?
Just briefly, Judge. Mr. Esqueda, you were asked why you didn't call police the night you all had an altercation or discussion. Right?
Yes.
Why was it that you didn't call the police?
I didn't call the police because she told me she was going to a hotel. At the moment, it was really, I followed her to see where she was going to take my kids. I was concerned for my kids. And then after I was talking to my kids, I was like, I'm just come home. I told her to come home and I'll leave the house. I even told her, come home. I'll leave the house. I'll let you stay there with the kids. I don't mind, but I don't want my kids to go in hotel to hotel. And after that, she said, okay, I'm a friend to come pick me up and we'll see from there. So she left the house. She left the hotel. And from there, I didn't know where she took my kids.
And Mr. Esqueda, you were also asked whether there's any claims of abuse, but are you making allegations of neglect? Do you know the difference between abuse and neglect, Mr. Esqueda?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And although there are no physical beatings with the children, does it concern you at all whether mom is neglecting the children?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In what way is she neglecting the children?
She neglects the children while not feeding them while they're home. She just cares about her sleeping while she gets out of work. She always sends my kids without showering them or having them clean to my parents' house. My parents will tell me that they will come dirty.
Your Honor, I would object this to any hearsay.
That's the state of the hearsay.
Don't say anything that people tell you
Okay,
just
yes.
kind of based on your personal
Yes.
knowledge. But okay, so you're concerned about the neglect of your
Yes.
children when
Yes.
they're with mom?
Yes.
Okay, I pass the witness, Judge.
Anything else, Ms. Williamson?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you for your testimony, sir. Are you going to be calling on Ms. Laura Esqueda?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Esqueda, you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Nothing but the truth, sir.
All right, you can put your hand down. You may proceed. Speak a little bit louder, man, because you're kind of like far away. So go ahead, Mr. Flores.
Okay.
Thank you. Your full name is Laura Esqueda, is that correct?
Laura Jasmina Esqueda.
And Ms. Esqueda, you're married to Joshua Esqueda, correct?
Correct.
How are you currently employed, Ms. Esqueda?
A waiter at Los Compadres.
How many hours do you work a week?
About from 8 to 5, 5 days.
Do you have
Okay.
another job?
And I'm sorry, from 8 to 5, 5 days.
And do you have another job?
I don't at the moment.
And when you say at the moment, did you have another job recently?
Yes, I did.
Where were you working?
I was helping my uncle with his new, taqueria.
Okay. And so how long were you doing that for?
It was for 2 months, I believe.
What months were those?
Whatever.
It was in March and April. No, I'm sorry, April and May.
Okay. And what were your hours with your uncle's taqueria?
It was from 6 to 12.
Is that 6 a.m.?
No, 6
or
p.m.
6 p.m.? 6 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Correct.
Okay. So for 2 months, you worked at Los Compadres from 8 to 5. And then after that work, you went from 6 to 12 to go help your uncle. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you did that every day for 5 days a week, correct?
Yes.
Where were the children while you were working those 2 jobs for those 12 hours?
I would pay my mother-in-law to take care of my kids while I was at work.
How much did you pay your mother-in-law?
$200 a week.
Okay. And so for those 2 months, at the very least, your mother-in-law was the one taking care of the kids for the most part, correct?
For the most part, it was half and half. My mom would take care of my kids from the morning until they would wake up. My husband would be there. And then I believe my mother-in-law was working at the moment because she told my husband to drop off the kids until 4, that she could take care of the kids until 4. So she was taking care of the kids from 4 to 9.
Okay. And you have no issues with mother-in-law taking care of your kids, correct?
I do. Yes.
What are
I
your
do.
What are your issues?
I'm sorry?
What are the issues that you have with mother-in-law taking care of the kids?
My issues are that I don't have any contact with her right now at the moment. They don't talk to me. I don't know what's going on. I haven't seen my kids for over a week. I don't even know if they're okay. I don't know anything about them.
Okay. Have you tried to call her?
Yes,
When did you try to call her?
I tried calling, not her, I don't have her number, but I tried calling my husband for the
When did-
past week.
When was the last time you tried calling him?
2 days ago.
And did he answer?
No, it went straight to voicemail, or I don't know. It's like he has me blocked.
Okay. And Mrs. Esqueda, you like to go to night functions, correct? You would agree with me that you like to go and drink at night with friends and family or whatever?
No, sir.
So
I'm
you don't
sorry,
like,
but I used to work a little bit more than 10 hours. I didn't like to party, not even on my days off. The only time I would drink, it was with him, with my husband. He was aware when I would drink, and it was only for like 2 or 3 hours because I would be tired.
how often would you drink?
Maybe one time every 3 months, or a lot more than that.
Are you currently dating somebody else right now, Mrs. Esqueda?
No, sir.
Are you seeing another person right now?
No, sir.
There's never been an individual that slept at your apartment while you had your 4-year-old child with you?
No, sir.
Okay. And your child has never walked in on you with another individual, correct?
No, not at all.
Okay. And you understand you're under oath, right, Mrs. Esqueda?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And Mrs. Esqueda, when you say that, oh, you know what? Let's talk about you heard Mr. Esqueda mention some activities that are going on in the home, correct? You heard that?
Correct.
Okay. Are you aware of those activities?
I heard he said ammunition, but I wasn't aware of that. I mean, I've seen boxes, but that's it. I didn't know that even he knew that it was ammunition or whatever he thinks it was. He never told me that it was that. He never did mention anything like that.
Okay. So you've seen the boxes in your home?
Correct.
And have you thought to ask anybody what those boxes are?
No, I would be working, and honestly, but when I was there, I think it was only one time when I saw the boxes, but that's it.
Okay, and you never asked anybody what those boxes were for, or where they were going, or where they were coming from?
No, it wasn't under any of our names, so not my name, not my husband's name, so it's not my concern.
Okay, but that's your home, correct?
Correct,
And your children stay in that home, correct?
correct.
And it didn't concern you what was in those boxes?
I didn't think it was anything dangerous.
Okay, so it's your testimony that you're unaware that there was activities of ammunition being sold or bought from your home, correct?
I'm not sure if it's ammunition as he says it is.
Okay, what is it that you believe it is then?
It was just boxes. I didn't touch the boxes. I only saw it was boxes, about 4 or 5 boxes. That's it.
Okay, so is it your testimony that you have no information as to what was in those boxes?
Correct,
Okay, and it's your testimony that you're unaware of the selling or buying of ammunition from your home, correct?
correct.
Okay. And Ms. Esqueda, you understand that Mr. Esqueda is asking that he be appointed primary conservator of your children, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. But I
And
want
you-
to save my kids.
Why is it that you're seeking primary conservatorship of your children?
Because they're my kids. I used to take care of my kids only when I wasn't at work. He would be there at home, not working, and he would still take my kids to his parents' house for them to take care of my kids. And I would still pay him. I would always ask him to take care of the kids so that those $200 would stay in my pocket, our pocket, but he never accepted that. When I would get home from work, the kids would still be up. The kids would beg me to make them some food. I would ask him, why are the kids hungry if the kids have been with you since 9 p.m.? Why haven't you given them anything to eat? And he's like, I'm just waiting for you, I'm waiting for you. And yes, correct, he would always be waiting for me at 11:30. He would always be calling me and texting me to bring him food, bring my kids food. And yes, I would take them food. I would take my husband food. I would take my kids food. I would give them to eat and I would put them to sleep. And he was there. He's a video. He likes to play a lot of video games. And my kids, I would go upstairs and my kids would have a mess in their room. And he would be with his PlayStation on or computer on. And I asked him multiple times that what's going on here. And all I knew is that he was playing in his video games and the kids were in their room just doing whatever they wanted. And that's when I would get there, still pick up the toys, put them to sleep. I would get in the shower and he was still there playing video games. I would get in the shower, go into bed, and until I would put the kids to sleep, that's when he would come into bed too.
And so this is all after you would come home from work?
Correct.
And that was at about 11:30, 12 o'clock at night?
Correct.
And that was every day?
Every day for the last 2 months, yes.
Okay. So then you admit that you have not been watching your children for the last 2 months, other than from 11:30 to putting them to bed when you get home from work, correct?
Correct. I was at work.
Okay. All right. Do you have, well, no, that I passed the witness, Judge.
Ms. Williamson?
Thank you, Your Honor. To your knowledge, Laura, did your husband ever call the police on this activity that was occurring in the house?
No, he did not. He didn't even mention it to me either.
Okay. And who owns this house?
My brother, him, and I.
Okay. And tell me about the night that you left the residence. What occurred?
Okay, so he had been texting me. We had a little minor incident Thursday, and then Friday he kept texting me and texting me and texting me and bothering me throughout the while I was at work. And I didn't know what else to do. I kept begging him to leave the house. I begged him and I begged him. I didn't only talk to him, I talked to my parents too, that I wanted him out of the house. I begged him to leave the house. I begged him and he didn't. As soon as I got out of work, I went straight home, and he was still there. And I got there and I begged him. I was like, please leave, or I'm gonna leave. Honestly, if you don't leave right now, I'm gonna leave. I just kept telling him, and he kept refusing to leave. And he's like, he told me, you know what, I'll leave if you give me your phone. And I was like, my phone, I need my phone. I need to work. I need my phone. I'm gonna take the kids. And he did not, like, he literally fought me for my phone. He just kept pulling on me and trying to take my phone. I'm like, really, you're just fighting for my phone, but you're not doing anything that I'm gonna take the kids, which was good. I didn't want the kids to be in that altercation, but he just kept insisting for me to give him the phone and give him the phone, and until he had the phone in his hands. That's when he was able to, he got out of the house and he got in the truck, and I saw that he wasn't leaving. At the moment, I did not have a phone. I didn't know anything, but I had already called an Uber before that because I knew he wasn't gonna leave. I had been texting him multiple times to leave, and he didn't want to. And then that's when I left in the Uber with my kids, and he followed us to the hotel.
Okay. Did you, at that time, were you afraid of your husband?
Yes.
What was he saying to you?
He just kept telling me that he just kept telling me he was gonna follow me around and that I wasn't gonna be happy, and that he was gonna try to just do whatever for me not to leave, that he just wasn't gonna leave.
Okay. Are you afraid of your husband?
Yes.
Has there ever been family violence?
With me and him?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And have you been the victim of that family violence?
Yes.
Okay. And the day you left the residence, you left with the 3 children?
Joshua Esqueda, he was not here. He was out of state.
Okay. Who was Joshua with?
With his friends.
Okay. So you left with Liam and Sebastian?
Correct.
Okay. And where'd you go?
Hotel.
Okay. Did you stay with anybody other than your children at the hotel?
No.
Were you drinking at the hotel?
No.
Were your kids crying, upset, frightened?
No.
Okay.
They even took their toys.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many days did you stay at the hotel?
Just 2 days. The
Okay.
days that my kids were there with me.
Okay. And at some point you took the kids back to your home?
Yes.
For what?
Just for me to pick them up.
Okay. Did you go to work the following day?
Yes,
And who took care of the kids?
he did.
All right. So were you trying to hide the kids from him?
No, not at all.
Okay. And now at some point he left the house, correct? A couple days later?
He did Sunday, like around in the AM.
All right. And are you back at your home?
Yes, I've been back for over a week.
Okay. And how long during the course of the marriage, how long have you been working?
For a year.
Okay. When did you and your husband get married?
In March the 21st, 2015.
Okay. So from 2015 to 2021, you didn't work?
No.
Well, you didn't work outside. You didn't work outside the home.
Outside. I was working at home.
Okay. And who took care of the kids during all those years that you weren't working?
I did.
What kind of work was your husband doing?
He was in scaffolding.
Okay. And you heard his testimony that there was times that he would leave for a month?
Yes, correct.
And who would take care of, prior to you working, who would take care of the kids during that month that he was gone?
I did.
Okay. Who enrolled these children, the ones that go to school? Who enrolled the children in school?
I did.
Did your husband ever get involved in that?
No, he didn't.
Who took these kids to get their vaccines?
I did.
Okay, did your husband take them ever?
No,
Has your husband ever taken them to the not veterinarian, the pediatrician?
no,
Okay. Who's been the primary caretaker?
I have.
Why is it that a year ago you started working?
Because he would always, yes, he has supported us, but he would always be super controlling, super obsessive. He was the jealous type, and he just kept telling me that whatever I had, it was because of him. I didn't want to feel like that anymore, so that's when I decided to start working. But when I started working, it was just for me to fight. I didn't have the other job.
Okay. And you just said right now he's very jealous and controlling.
Yes.
In what way? What does he do?
He texts, well, back then he used to text me every minute when I was at work. He would text me, he would get mad, he would call me about 100 times a day. He just kept texting me and texting me, telling me so many stuff. And not only that, he just kept telling me that he knew I was sleeping with somebody else. He knew I had so many affairs. He just kept telling me that I had affairs at this and that. And he just kept texting me and texting me, bothering me all day. Like, we literally had no peace whatsoever.
Okay. And are you having an affair?
No,
During the course of the marriage, have you ever had an affair?
no,
Okay. Have you ever had any relationships with an old boyfriend, new boyfriend, anything during the
No.
course of the marriage?
no.
In fact, has your husband kept up a relationship with an ex?
Yes,
And how do you know that?
she was the one that contacted me to let me know about
Okay.
it.
All right. And now there was periods of time, months, that your husband would not work.
Correct.
Would your husband take care of the kids on those days?
No.
Who would take care of them?
When I wasn't working, I did.
Okay. And when you were working?
His parents.
All right. And you would pay his parents to do that?
Correct.
All right. Has anybody, the pediatrician, the school, have they ever reported you to CPS?
No,
Have you ever been under investigation by CPS?
no,
Has the police ever talked to you about any abuse or neglect of your children? Okay. Do you go out quite on weekends?
no,
Okay. Do you go out during the week to go drinking with friends?
no.
Okay.
The only time I would go out, it would be with him, which was maybe one time every 3 months. But it was very difficult for me and him to go out
Okay. Why?
because my parents wouldn't take care of the kids for us to go drinking. My mom, she's not the type of person who will take care of my kids just for us to have fun and drink. She's not like that.
Okay, but she does take care of them when you're at
She
work.
does. Yeah, she does take care of them while I'm at work.
Okay. Now, for the last month or so, you only had one job.
Correct.
And you plan to just keep that one job.
Correct.
All right. And that job you're not out of town,
No.
okay? And you're able to take care of your children.
Yes.
You've never had any DWIs, have
No.
you? Never been charged with any drug offenses, anything?
No.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, I was going to say, I think I've heard